Hey guys, welcome back to another Tasty Tuesday video. I am going to show you how we make our pizza sticks. It has become a Friday tradition just in the last month or so, and they're pretty darn tasty. And to me, I almost like it better than ordering pizza out, and it's not that hard. So let's hop in and let me show you how we do this.
We girls, we know how to rock to the edge and back. We make the stars shine, make the stars shine.
It's spring, y'all. At least in my part of Texas, it seems to be spring lately. And with that comes allergies, and I am trying to keep everybody in my house hydrated. So you're gonna see me probably drink a lot of water in the next few weeks. But let me tell you, I've used this pizza crust recipe for years. I'm talking my babies were babies. Maybe 2 when I started using this recipe, and they're now fixing to be 17, so 15 years, and it is fail proof. You are going to use yeast. It is a yeast recipe, but it's kind of like if you've never made any yeast doughs of any sort, this is a great starter because it doesn't take a lot of effort and it comes out delicious. Sometimes your rising time will vary. The hardest part is making sure that your water is not too hot to kill your yeast, but as long as it's warmer than, you know, you used to test baby bottles, at least I'm sure. Why haven't they made bottles that have a temperature on them? That would like be genius, wouldn't it? Anyway, so that's the hardest, is you're gonna have to just make sure you don't kill your yeast. If you do, guess what? Whip in another batch and it's not hard, or just let it lay there and rise for a longer time. I'm actually making this morning and just gonna leave the dough rising all day. It's very forgiving. You do not need to do that. Normally it is ready to roll out and use within an hour at the most. I just like it to be fluffy and airy because, you know, you'll see when the finished product is done how just amazingly yummy they are. So I am going to pause you and I'm going to get my water just right, and then I'll jump in and show you how we whip this up because it only takes a few minutes to whip up. Okay, so in a large bowl, you're going to dump 1 packet of this Red Star instant yeast. It's a quick rise. That is my favorite to use. You're going to also put in your water, 1 tablespoon of white sugar, 3 tablespoons of oil. I prefer olive oil, but I do not have any. I'm out and today is grocery day, and I always eyeball it. That's good enough. Like I said, this recipe is so forgiving. It is amazing. Then you're going to, sorry guys, I did not pull my spoons and get it out. Then you're going to also add in a cup of all-purpose flour to that mixture there. And again, I really eyeball it. I'm not exact. They say yeast recipes, you have to be exact, and you do, I guess, maybe at first, but when you do it for 15 years, and really you just kind of want to whisk that together for, it says about, recipe I think had said originally for a minute. I don't always do it for a minute, but it's just basically to get all that combined. And you will know that your yeast is activating because you will start to see a lot of bubbles pop up, and it is working beautifully. Again, I highly recommend this yeast. Where is it? I get it in a 3-pack, usually from Kroger or Walmart. If you buy the jar, I highly suggest putting it in the freezer to store it. especially if you have crazy temperature changes like we do. this time of year. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Oh, you guys. Allergy season's got me all up in myself here. So, to this we are going to add a teaspoon of salt. I like to personally add, especially for this, using it for our pizza sticks. You do not have to. I'm just using some Italian seasoning. I'm going to put 2 teaspoons in here. It gives the dough an amazing flavor. Because honestly, when I do the pizza sticks, it just has pepperoni and cheese on the inside. So that kind of gives that amazing pizza flavor to me. Okay, now I'm just going to add the rest of my flour and mix it up. It really is an easy dough. So I'm going to start it. It usually calls for 2.5 to 3 cups. Again, it will depend on your humidity in your area. That was 2. We got 2 and that's 2 and about 2/3. So I'm just honestly gonna mix this all in with a spoon. This doesn't, oh, of course I make a mess. This does not require a mixer. You can, of course, pull out your KitchenAid and get it going, but it's just, for me, it's just as easy to whip it like this because, as you see, it gathers itself, and that is still really sticky. So I'm going to add a little bit more flour, and then I'm going to knead it just for about, that probably took me about 3 cups today. And that tells me our humidity is up. Yes, my hands are clean. You're not eating it anyway, so what do you care? And then you're just going to take and you're going to just grab this dough and knead this flour in. It literally will take me a whole whopping, I don't know, 2 minutes at the most. But you will start to feel the dough change in your hands. I think that's why I like making these doughs, is because it is an art, and there is a lot of I don't know. It just brings back these memories, and it's a great thinking time. I usually can pray during this time. Okay, this is perfect. I'm just gonna kind of move this around to get the excess flour that is left at the bottom, because this is already soft, pillowy. It's not sticky anymore, which I'm very thankful for. So I'm gonna pause you for a second. I'm gonna take this out and set it on the counter. My counters are clean. And I'm going to wash this bowl real fast. I'm going to put just a little bit of Pam. I'm going to spray it down just a little bit. And I'm going to put this dough back in. So, I will be back as soon as I do that. Okay, and I took a little peek-see, and that whole time making that dough took a whole 6 minutes. You guys, really. Okay, so we sprayed this really good with canola oil. I'm going to pop this dough in. Oh, and it's going to rise really well today. The other day, it was kind of chilly in here, and it took forever. So your room temperature is going to matter. And then I'm just going to kind of place a light towel on top, and I'm going to let it sit until I get home from work, and I will show you the rest of the process. Okay, guys, it is 5:17. I just finished putting groceries away, and I wanted to show you the dough. It has risen, as you can tell, quite a bit. So all I'm going to do is punch this down. I'll cut it into about 16 equal pieces, and then roll each piece out into kind of like a rectangle. Put in some pepperoni, cheese stick on top, and then I just kind of roll it up. I will show you how to do that. I just wanted to walk you through because this is it as far as my voice goes. So the rest will be just a visual. I'll stick some music on, and there we go. And that will be pizza sticks. I bake it at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes is when I check. Sometimes it has to go about 25, but it just kind of depends, and it will depend on your oven as well. So that is that. Thanks for watching. You guys stick around so you can see the rest of the process, and I will catch you in the next video.
Call it off, let it go, all for nothing. I should have known. I made mistakes, crashed and burned. So many chances, no time to learn. I need to find another way to make things right. I will be coming back again a second time.